We are live with Impact Money. Welcome on. We are the best crypto networking broadcast you've ever seen, coming live in Texas, Louisiana. We got Bruce Porter on the show. How are you, Bruce?
Fantastic, David. How about yourself?
Yeah, really, really well. It's cold, it's windy, it's rainy here. I'm here in the office and happy to stream live to everybody. We'll have Matt Dixon on later and a special guest Benito, showcasing some of the latest things in the Mauritius Islands and some of these crypto wallets that are being the latest crypto wallets that we'll check out.
All right, very cool. Well, I'll tell you, it is a lot going on in the news right now.
Yes.
It took me some extra time to digest it this morning because there's just so much. It's not just one area that we're looking at. It's like just all around the world. Of course, we have the New Hampshire primary um, going on today. They cast the first votes in in the primary last night at midnight, and all 6 votes went to Nikki Haley. Of course, that doesn't really mean that much. I think Hillary Clinton won the that town back before. Trump is, by all appearances, leading by a long shot in the New Hampshire primary. So it'll be quite interesting to see how that all plays out because I think I said this when I was in Sarasota with Bitcoin Ben and his guys. And I said, I think that they have pretty much already decided that he is going to win. And they're just kind of, it's all kind of political theater at this point. And I kind of stand by that. I think that Donald Trump is going to win. I think
Yeah.
they're just trying to make sure he can't do much once he gets in.
That is the struggle that we have in this American system, right? You have 4 years, and you have half the table against you, and it's really hard to get anything done and over the line.
It's way more than half the table, unfortunately. It's the entire some people call it the deep state. You could also call it it's the people that work in they work in the government, and it's almost impossible for them to lose their jobs. And
Yeah.
it's those people that are the ones who really they make so Congress they decide the laws, and then those people decide the regulations, and the regulations that's where it's like the devil's in the details, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so those regulations are how everything is decided from there. And there was actually a video from our good friend John McAfee about that. Does just looking for it real quick. McAfee, I don't know. I might pull it up here.
How's your Instagram? Are we live on the gram?
So it didn't pick it up, huh?
It doesn't seem like it.
Doesn't like it today. I'm not sure why. Sometimes that it resolves itself. So
Possibly.
I'm watching that as well. We have been picking up some viewers on the Instagram. It's not my favorite platform. I think it's a little, those for the younger kids. But I try to, and I do have a decent following on there, so we try to keep it up.
No worries.
Yeah. So okay, what was I was looking for? Video calling so-called U.S. deep state 1 week later. So this actually, I'll show this. This was interesting. This tweet, it was one of my viral tweets. It was really funny because I put this post out, and then one of the news agencies like stole it, like literally word for word. Like I had never been, good morning. I had never had a post like that stolen by like a major news agency. I mean, word for word, they didn't even have any shame about stealing it.
The president. The deep state is a conspiracy theory of it's defined as the people within the U.S. government and military who are in secret control of government policy. Secret? Please, people. The deep state is those people within the U.S. government that are career employees that cannot be fired by people that we elect, by the Congress or the president. There are the FCC, the CIA, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the IRS. Are these people in control? Can they enact laws?
I think he's about to drop an F-bomb. So I'm going to stop him right there. Because it's one thing our producer always says is, Bruce, you can do a lot of things. Don't curse on the TV. They really don't like it. And so I normally will go through these videos before I play them and make sure. And our good friend John McAfee was known to drop a bomb or two. So I don't want to finish that, but you get the idea. I think he was about to say, good God, basically yes. And those are the people that work there, all the time. It's even look at the Supreme Court. That would be also considered. And look what just happened with the Supreme Court. Unbelievable ruling, really. I mean, Amy Coney Barrett. Now, first of all, I'll say this. I don't think, God bless the USA, amen. I agree with you. Thank you, sir. Absolutely. I think that it is hard. I think you have a woman there. She's got a family. You have, all these things. I think it's too much to ask for us to ask her to be a revolutionary.
Yeah.
I think that it's too much to ask for us to ask her to be a revolutionary. And that's what being a Supreme Court justice in this day and age means.
Yeah, I hear you.
So as mad as everyone gets at her, I'm not mad at her. I think it's par for the course. I'm not surprised at all.
No.
And I don't expect, guys, the Supreme Court's not going to save us on this 14th Amendment either. If you think the Supreme Court is going to save us on the 14th Amendment, you just got a glimpse at what will happen.
Yeah.
They've put down the ruling that Texas cannot stop Biden's forces. I'm just calling them Biden's forces because, I mean, what forces have you been sending down there? They can't stop Biden's forces from cutting the razor wire. It opens up your border and allows people to come in illegally.
Yeah. It's not even Biden's forces. It's the UN. It's their force.
Let's blame the UN. I agree.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. They're not concerned about American soil. They're concerned about gaining more soil and more taxpayers that they can utilize. And as I told you before, the 30-mile gap along the Texas border is UN territory. Unfortunately, those are a treaty that was made several decades ago.
Yeah, but you know how these treaties are. Easy come, easy go, man. We can turn that. We can turn it around.
Of course, it needs to be turned around, and as we bring more people to the awareness of that situation, we can begin to renegotiate those terms.
Renegotiate. I'll tell you what renegotiate will look like. Okay, you get nothing. You get nothing. Get out of New York too.
Well, yes.
And the UN. Actually, New York, the reason they're pushing so hard for New York, guys, is so they have a port. They want that port. That's why they're sending all of them to New York. They want that port. They have that port, then they got the main port in the U.S., and then the rest of the U.S. can kind of do whatever, right? Ken Paxton here. Just wanted to share this. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton on the Supreme Court 5-4 vote yesterday to allow Biden's forces to cut the razor wire and open the southern border to illegal migrants. What do you think will happen next? Attorney General Ken Paxton, who I'm a fan, they tried to impeach this guy, and no wonder they did. No wonder they tried to impeach him. Now that you see what's going on, they had to know this was going to happen. The Supreme Court's temporary order allows Biden to continue his illegal, this is from Attorney General Ken Paxton, continue his illegal effort to aid the foreign invasion of America. The destruction of Texas border barriers will not help enforce the law to keep American citizens safe. This fight is not over. I look forward to defending our state's sovereignty. And then, of course, he was echoed by, or I don't know who said it first, by, of course, the governor there, Texas governor. Greg Abbott says the Supreme Court ruling does not mean it's over. Do you think he will let, this is me now. Do you think he will let Biden's forces cut the razor wire? He says this is not over. Texas razor wire is an effective deterrent to the illegal crossing that Biden encourages. I will continue to defend the Texas constitutional authority to secure the border and prevent Biden admin from destroying the property. Seems, destroying the property seems like kind of the buzzwords, right? That's what they're saying. It's not like, I'm not going to stop them from cutting the razor wire. I'm going to stop them from destroying the property. So I hope that means he's going to stop it because, of course, I did put out a post yesterday. And
so they've opened up the gate at gate 36 right here.
And
there goes the group of people who crossed illegally into the United States. They have opened the gate for them.
I was going to say illegally. That looks pretty illegal.
Where they will be processed and paroled out into a city near you guys.
Well, that's the thing.
So
it's like
opened up the gate at gate 36.
So that's gate 36. I wish I could.
So they've opened up the gate at gate 36.
They sure know how to choose their numbers.
Yeah, right.
So they've opened up the gate at gate 36.
Okay, there it is.
Right
gate 36 open on the southern border. Texas
folded,
I said. Should have stood their ground. Did they stood their ground? Question mark.
They have opened.
So that one went, almost 877 reposts on that one.
Where they will be processed.
This video, to be clear, was actually taken from all appearances before yesterday,
right here,
before the court order came down, and that's not a razor wire.
People who crossed illegally into the United States,
but they're just opening the door
for them.
Yeah, that's simply open.
Into the transport van.
It wasn't though. I mean, they opened it. You can see them opening.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this madness. This is madness.
They've opened.
Why in the world?
And there goes the.
Obama did this too. He made the whole DACA thing. DACA is completely illegal.
Paroled out
into a city near you. It was illegal to stop it. Anyway, we're gonna leave that for now. We're gonna talk about money here for a bit. Although this does all affect our money.
Yes, it's true.
We're gonna pull on our good friend Matt Dixon here, as I'll pull up this Bitcoin chart. Commodities are up. Anyway, let's pull on Mr. Dixon, Sir Dixon the Great.
Good morning. How is everybody?
Doing great.
Yeah, pretty well.
Ugly screen here.
Yeah. So it's been quite a roller coaster ride with Bitcoin. So we've fallen over 20% now since the ETF approval.
I mean, I haven't pulled up the liquidations, but they must just be a long receipt of liquidations. You got to figure, guys, if you're playing leverage, which a lot of crypto traders do, if you're playing leverage and let's say you're 5x or even 3x, but let's say you're 5x and it goes 20%, that's 100%. You lost all your money right there.
Yeah, it's pretty painful for anybody who jumped in thinking that this was going to be some easy money. But we do, there is that old saying we said over and over again, buy the rumor, sell the news. That's happened, but I think there's a lot more behind it this time round. If we take a quick look at where we're at on the Bitcoin chart. So I trust you can see my chart there, yeah?
Not yet. I think I can add it to the stage. There you go.
Yeah, good. It's quite interesting. We'll just play around a little bit, but it's to do, I understand, with FTX and liquidation of assets there to do with the bankruptcy of FTX and covering basically providing liquidity. So
Wait a
there's
minute.
a lot of profits to be
Roll that.
taken.
What was that?
Sorry?
What did you say now about FTX? I'm sorry, I didn't follow.
Okay, yeah, there's FTX had big holdings in Grayscale, and those holdings are now being liquidated to support the bankruptcy of FTX. So that's why there's been one of the reasons. I mean, there's a couple of reasons. Obviously, massive profit taking. Obviously, FTX had big holdings through Alameda, had big holdings in Grayscale, and there's massive profits there to be taken. So it's obviously the asset of choice for them to liquidate right now to basically to settle the bankruptcy and to try to distribute assets to creditors. So it's been quite interesting. It's been kind of orderly because we can see
over 18,000 coins, over 18,000 Bitcoins, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a massive amount of money that's been moving around. But hopefully, I think we've seen the worst of it. I saw some tweets this morning saying that the liquidations are pretty much complete. And it's interesting how that actually coincides with the charts. It's just amazing, again, how they're all tied together.
Right?
Sorry?
I said, I know, right? It's just, it always seems to line up somehow.
Yeah, it is amazing. So, I mean, just looking on the daily chart, sorry, this is the 4-hour chart, and I measured from the very top there to the bottom of this wave as 100%. And you can just move that to the top of the next wave, and the 0.618 precisely gives you where the market's moved to. So if you were to assume that this is an A, a B, and a C, it's quite a common relationship for C to equal 0.618 of wave A. That's the golden ratio, the 1.618, the 0.618. Very, very important Fibonacci numbers, the most important Fibonacci numbers. And that's precisely what we've got here. So the chart has aligned precisely with what's happening in the real world, which, as you say, it happens over and over again. It's quite amazing. So this is what I call a significant level of interest where we're at the moment. It's not saying we can't break below that level, but it's very significant. If we do break below it, we could potentially drop quite a bit further. We could go to 100% rather than 61.8. So, but it's looking interesting from a risk-reward perspective. I would be interested in jumping in at these sort of levels with a very tight stop loss below. But there's so many fib relationships here. I mean, if I just narrow that chart down a bit, there's so many. There's everywhere you look within the chart, there are precise Fibonacci relationships. I mean, if I just look again, we've looked at this, but I've actually noticed probably about six or seven different perfect Fibonacci relationships within this chart, and it kind of tells me that everything's not quite as random as we expect. We see these news events. So I've just measured there 100%. So from there to this number one, the bottom of this wave here, and just have that same movement transposed to here. And it told us precisely to within $1 where the next wave was going to here. And it was even a spike low. So something, the markets are adhering to the Fibonacci relationships here. So that one is that one. We've already measured from the top here to the bottom of this wave, transposed to here, and that gave us 0.618 at the bottom of this wave. But there's even more. I mean, I won't go into them all because there's just too many, but there's many, many, many different Fibonacci relationships. I'll just move these so you don't get distracted with all different ones that are here. But again, if you were to just measure from the bottom of this wave, you can see to the top of that wave there, precisely, and then you can move that around anywhere, but you can actually measure the 100% gives you the precise bottom of the next wave. You can see 100% the precise bottom of the wave. So that wave precisely equals that wave. So these markets really are not quite as random as you would think. There's some real structure there, some real predictable structure. If you know the, if you know
watch Matt
Fibonacci
Dixon on
levels.
Impact Money every morning.
Yeah. So Also, we've even got we've got a little bit of if we're to go back to the 4 hour, we can see that we're oversold on the on RSI. That's telling you that potentially we're due for a bounce. This is a significant level. We also have, if we're to stretch that out a little bit, we have what's called bullish divergence here, where the price is dropping lower there, but the RSI is higher. That's telling you a bullish divergence, potential move to the upside. So I'm just saying this is a significant level. It's looking now as though they're really testing that level. If it breaks through, as I say, we could be headed a little bit lower, and then we'll have to reassess the count. But as I say, if you take note of these Fibonacci levels, you can trade using them. You can make a lot of money, and it just makes sense in the real world. And just finally, I won't jump around too much, but so we've seen, where's the oil price gone? Oil price moved up a little bit. We've had a little movement down in the last few hours, but again, oil price is still chopping around, no real direction there. So that's not really a cause, I guess, at the moment of what's happening with Bitcoin. We've seen DXY is actually pushed up quite strongly. So that is a sign of Bitcoin being a risk asset under stress, because we're seeing money flowing from risk assets like Bitcoin, and it's flowing into the US dollar. And that's why we're seeing this push up here. So, whether that follows through or not, I've got it labeled here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe this is still part of a fifth wave higher. So looks like dollar index is pushing up, and that's probably or possibly we've got the FTX grayscale debacle. We've also got more geopolitical issues going on. I think there's more bombing in the Middle East of Yemen, wasn't there? The Houthis in Yemen, with both the British and the Americans coordinating further bombing there, which all in all, not that good of a sign. So I want to keep it reasonably short because I know you've got another guest to show today, but there have been some big movements. Interestingly, if you look on the right here, everything is in negative territory, apart from our own native token, eVay, which, is a low price token, but it's holding up really well in this very negative market. So that's encouraging for me. So, and again, we're seeing, if we just look very finally at Ethereum, again, we had this chart on a long time, we've had it on a long time. It was within a long-term parallel channel. I'll probably go to the daily just to illustrate that better. We can see this long-term parallel channel that Ethereum has stayed within. So this just shows, again, technicals. The market is quite predictable. You can see here precisely how it's held within this parallel channel. It bounced off the top of the channel, that's overhead resistance, and it's come down very sharply. So once again, you can use technicals to determine turning points on price. And here was an obvious good risk reward to sell here with a stop loss just a bit above. So once again, a combination of technicals and fundamental knowledge can really empower you to make better decisions on your trading. So I think that's where I'll close for today on that. But I hope viewers find that interesting, and happy to look more into that. And people can join our Learn How to Trade course as well to really learn more about the technicals.
That's cool. How do they join the Learn How to Trade course?
It is actually learnhowtotrade.com. So basically, it's just a link to learn how to trade. So there's a new cohort coming up at the beginning of February, I think. There's a cost to it, but it's very powerful and valuable information, and also access to our AI systems. Very, very powerful. The stuff that I've learned is over almost 40 years worth of trading. As people know, I've done a master's degree in finance and investment, so I apply that to a lot of what I do as well. So there's an awful lot of powerful information in there that, for the reasonably modest cost of the course, and there's all sorts of different levels of the course you can take, depending on what you can afford and what you want. But it can empower your trading, and for even a modest account, I would think will pay for itself very quickly. I've been a very profitable trader, particularly over the last year or two, and that's really as a result of learning. It's taken me 40 years to learn what I've learned, but you can actually learn it in this course over a matter of 10 weeks. I'm condensing it, crystallizing it, and passing on all the information that I've learned.
Amazing. Then you just have...
Sorry?
I was going to say, then you just have to take the emotion out of it and you'll be all right.
Yeah, that's another part of the course, actually, psychology. We have an amazing motivational psychologist, again, who helps you understand your own psychology, how you can apply that to trading, because fear and greed are the two enemies of traders, and actually learning how to handle that fear and greed. So we're not just telling you it's fear and greed, we're actually got an expert on there, a leading expert, who's coached Olympic athletes, top athletes around the world, and traders and all sorts, to help them to handle and control their emotions, to use those emotions to benefit them rather than work against them. So there's all sorts of different aspects to trading. It's not just about learning technicals or fundamentals. As you say, there's psychology, and there's all the latest tools using artificial intelligence and machine learning. So we've put all that together in the course, and we think it's the most comprehensive course available in the market to empower traders. So hopefully, if anybody's interested, it is learnhowtotrade.club, learnhowtotrade.club, and you can join the course there if you want to.
Check it out, learnhowtotrade.club. Check it out. Matthew Dixon, always a pleasure. I know we had a little bit before we let you go. I know, we looked at oil a bit there. Any predictions on where do you think oil will go over the next, by the end of the quarter?
I'll just flip back onto I won't flip back live onto the oil chart, but just my own benefit. Yes, I do believe that I actually said a couple of days ago, we're going to chop around quite a bit around these sort of levels, but I do think that there will be a further pump in oil price in the not too distant future, because we had 5 waves up, which is impulsive, 3 waves back, which is corrective. It means we need to have 5 waves to the upside. So we've already moved up, if you think about it, from the low. We've moved up 20% from the lows. And that low, and just looking when it was May 23. So it's in about just over 6 months, 7 months. We moved up, actually more than that. Sorry, we moved up 50% in that time, which is pretty amazing. Yeah, 50% we moved up since the middle of. So oil prices have moved up an awful lot. They have moved back down a bit. So from the last low that we had, which was around December 23rd, so just before Christmas time, we have actually moved up around, let me see, okay, 10% since that time. So it's actually chopping around quite a lot. But the outlook is that oil will go higher, and that's telling me that probably we're going to see more uncertainty, geopolitical uncertainty in the Middle East. And as we've discussed in recent episodes of your show, there is a lot of uncertainty out there with Russia, with all the nations around Israel in the Middle East. And if they were to band together, that could really create some upward pressure on oil prices, which is not good for the economy. So what we're saying is, and again, I've said this over and over, but we are going to see money printing. And although we're seeing inflation, I've always said that the inflation that we're witnessing is actually externally driven more so than anything else. And when I say, what I mean by that is, it's been driven by the troubles, the geopolitical troubles with Russia and Ukraine, and that caused a lot of disruption in the supply, the energy supply. And Europe in particular had to find other places to get their energy rather than Russia. So that caused massive disruption. So it caused inflation because oil prices did rocket with that conflagration that we had there. So what I'm saying is the inflation has been externally driven. There isn't really real massive internal drivers for inflation. It is actually purely external driven. So if energy prices were to come under control, then the inflation would subside very quickly. And that would give the Fed and other central banks reason to loosen monetary policy dramatically, and even print money, because I think there's still going to be a lack of real demand in the economy, because demand has been created since the 2008 financial crisis. Demand has been created by printing money. And that is not the real way, the best way to create demand or increases in productivity. Yes, it will create demand for, if you've got extra money in your pocket, you want to go out and spend it, you'll buy risk assets, pump those up and so on. But it doesn't create real productive gains in the economy. It's just more money washing around to spend. So what I'm saying is it's not really healthy. It's like just taking a placebo, something like that doesn't have an underlying real effect on your health. to have a real effect on your health, you've got to create increases in real productivity within businesses. And you don't do that just by throwing money at it, because if money is withdrawn from the economy through inflation, then the economy suffers really, really badly. So what I'm saying is they're going to be printing money. If we see more deflation coming, and that's what happened in 2008, why they started money printing, because we have potentially deflation. And at the moment, we've had inflation, we've had interest rate rises in the US. But if we see that subside at all, they are going to be releasing more money into the economy to try to stimulate it, because they don't know any other way. It's the easy way. And it's the election year way, because they want this, they want the economy to boom in the election year. So they're going to be printing money. And my prediction is they're going to be printing this year, long before the election, and they're going to need to stimulate the economy. So there's a little bit of macroeconomics for you.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right. Well, always a pleasure. I just want to share this as we part this morning, and I know we do have an interview here, but this is fresh off the press. They talk about this every year, and I mean, I don't know. Are they finally going to give back some of the Mt. Gox coins? I don't know. This has been going on for almost as long as I've been in Bitcoin. So it says Mt. Gox confirms creditors' Bitcoin's addresses for repayment. After launching bank repayments in December 2023, the Mt. Gox trustee is getting ready to start repayments of BTC and BCH on Bitstamp and Kraken accounts. The trustee of the hacked cryptocurrency strain Mt. Gox is inching towards Bitcoin, which is now trading at 38,811, which is still a massive number. Repayments is inching towards Bitcoin repayments as it has reportedly reached out to creditors to confirm their identity and the existence of their accounts. Numerous Mt. Gox creditors reported receiving new emails from Mt. Gox about the completion of the identity verification of the crypto exchange accounts that are set to be used for repayment in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. And Bitcoin Cash trading at 224. One such email posted on Mt. Gox's Insolvency Hub on Reddit January 22nd says the crypto exchange mentioned the user's rehabilitation claims has confirmed the account ownerships with the trustee. The email says the exchange is now expected to accept the user's subscription to the agency in receipt of the repayments of BTC and BCH. Please note that you may not be able to receive payments in BCH or BTC if your accounts are disabled or frozen in the future. In rough translation, it says several other, this every time this comes out, it feels like FUD. Now, of course, it would be some pretty interesting dynamics if at the halvening we have, of course, a large amount of grayscale Bitcoins and then some Mt. Gox Bitcoins that get flooded back into the market. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, these are very significant events that could really affect Bitcoin price. I mean, if that is distributed and, if people do decide to sell, there's no saying they will sell for certain, because Bitcoin has come down a bit.
That's what they always say. Sell, they go, right?
I still think the ETF longer term is probably a good thing.
Agreed. It's interesting though. It's like we have small cap coins, the two of us, and when you have a very large holder or very large holders that rely on it for liquidity, that can play heck. And if we're putting ourselves in a position with Bitcoin where we have these massive large holders, institutions, it's going to be different. It's going to be different from here moving forward. But anyhow.
Yeah, that's one of the great ways to actually look at on-chain metrics and just look at the distribution of holders within a token. Yeah. And what the locks are. So some of them are locked and can't sell. And then obviously when that unlock comes near, people start to worry. And that's kind of the same thing now we've got with Bitcoin and with Mt. Gox. That potentially is a lot of Bitcoin going to become available, but whether people sell them or not is another matter. I would probably hold on to them if it's me.
Yeah, me too. I might sell a couple. Anyway.
Yeah, one or two.
All right, brother. Cheers. We'll see you in the morning. Appreciate you.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for the time. Catch you soon.
Thank you, Matt.
So we have a special guest today, Sir David Porter. Why don't you give the lead in?
Well, I've invited in Mr. Benito Elisa. He has a regulated crypto wallet coming out soon. And also, we're looking forward to the Cryptoverse Summit out of Mauritius. I'll let him share more about it. Hello, Benito.
Hello, David. Hello, Bruce. How are you guys?
Sir Benito the Great. How are you, man? We're doing awesome.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm based in Mauritius, and actually, we are under the threat of a cyclone.
Oh boy,
Wow.
never a dull moment over
Yeah.
there, huh?
Yeah. But let's wait and see.
Yep. So, so now David mentioned what the Superverse are you doing the Superverse as
Oh,
well?
the Cryptoverse. The
the
Cryptoverse Summit.
Cryptoverse. Tell me more about that.
Exactly. Yes. Just for we have met in Dubai for I think 2 or 3 times, and since 4 years I'm organizing crypto events in Mauritius, and the Cryptoverse Summit. It is an annual crypto event, and we are going to hold it in May this year. And
Cool.
This year we are going big. We are bringing international virtual asset service providers from different countries: Switzerland, Africa, Middle East, and from Asia too. So I'm inviting anyone in the crypto space, in metaverse. If you want to join us, feel free to join us. Right,
Awesome. And what are the dates on that again?
the 15th of May.
Okay, cool.
It will be like a crypto on the beach. We are going to be holding this event at the Intercontinental Hotel, which is like just next to the beach.
All right, perfect. We're there.
Yeah, you're most welcome, right? Yes. So thank you. I will share the link with you too later.
Oh, fantastic.
Just one thing, like I'm going to leverage on this lifetime. In Mauritius, we have a specific legal framework for crypto players. So if you like running a crypto exchange, either it is a decentralized or centralized digital asset custodian business, so feel free to watch what we are doing in Mauritius.
All right,
Right.
perfect. So what
And
else
so-
do you have going on?
Yeah, share us a little bit more about the wallet. How are you guys working on it, and how far along is it?
Yes, so we have started a new project 4 months back, and so it's going to be a regulated crypto wallet where users will be able to buy, sell, store, and transfer their cryptos, right? And the wallet has already been developed. We have reached 90% of the development, and this is being done by a Nigerian team of developers. And hopefully we are going to get our license by, let's say, April or May of this year, and we should be live by, let's say, start of June. And we are very excited about this project. And it's something like you just can download the app on Android or iOS, and you just like download, pay with your card, you get your cryptos. You want to sell, you sell. Funds are being credited to your accounts. We are working with a regulated service provider, and we can transfer fiat money to 150 countries. So I'm very excited about this project.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
it's got
Yes.
a cool name, of course. Go ahead, David. Were you going to say something?
No, just commenting that sounds fantastic.
Yes,
so it's got-
exactly.
yeah, tell us a little bit about the name. Yeah.
Okay, I have partners with me. I don't know if I can tell the name now, but okay, I'm going to announce it. So the name of the wallet will be Scribit.
Okay.
Scribit, and there have been lots of research on it. We are like, now we're entering the space. There are all sorts of names already reserved, being used, but we have chosen to go with Scribit.
Cool. And then the Wakanda 4.0. What is this?
All right,
now?
the Wakanda. Yeah, the Wakanda 4.0. You know, I've been in this sector, crypto space, since 7.5 years. In January 2020, I've created Wakanda 4.0. We are based in Mauritius. And our core business is we help companies, individuals, investors to build crypto projects. So if anyone, any company, they want to build centralized exchange, DeFi, wallet, digital asset custodian, we are here to help them to build a project. So lots of things are happening in Mauritius in the crypto space. And just to tell you that, I think in the coming weeks, let's say by next month, around 15 licenses are going to be released by the regulator. So
Wow.
things are moving in the right direction in Mauritius. Follow what we are doing here.
You guys
Mauritius-
have some good leadership there, I guess.
Yeah, Mauritius is very proactive for blockchain companies, huh?
Not really blockchain companies, but we have like the right legal framework to allow international virtual asset service providers to operate from Mauritius, right? But we are starting like lots of things here in the blockchain space, like for example, bringing a new program at the university, developers creating capacity, doing capacity building, and we are moving in that direction. And of course, we will try to bring big names here, blockchain names here in Mauritius.
Very cool. So yeah, Mauritius. I know our friend Joshua Hawley was living there for quite a while. Do you know Josh?
Yeah. I know him. I think now he's in Dubai, if I'm not wrong.
Of course, he's in Dubai. Big money. He's making the big money. He started his own bank.
Yeah. Of course. Like, and you know, every year I'm in Dubai like two to 3 times a year. And last time I was there for the Crypto Expo Dubai, and now I'm trying to bring lots of players, stakeholders to Mauritius and see what we are doing.
That's pretty awesome. So you have the company Wakanda there that you're building different types of software and everything. What are you guys specializing in? Is there a certain blockchain that you like better than the others?
No, like we are not like into development, but we are mainly into consultancy. But we have partners like from different countries and using different blockchain.
Cool. And what is the website of the project?
Which one?
The one that we were.
The wallet one.
Yes.
The wallet one is not yet live. We have already developed it. We are still like finalizing it, but we are waiting for the license first, and then we are going to put it live. But you can go and check Wakanda website is wakanda.tech, TECH.
Wakanda.tech.
So yes, what do we do? Like I'll explain the consultancy part. We provide lots of training on virtual asset to different companies. Even banks are starting to call us like for training, which is very good sign for us. And you know, like banking for crypto players is a bit like difficult, but now things are changing worldwide, and I hope so. Like in Mauritius too, things will change.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I mean,
so you can go
Grayscale and Mount Gox dumping all their Bitcoins. No.
Yeah, exactly. That except like big Bitcoin is a bit down now, but you know, cross fingers. I'm sure. Like I was listening to Matt, and I'm sure like with all the ETF license and all that has just been released, I hope it will go back like up very soon.
Yeah, I think it will. They have to get everybody out of the market. Everyone thinks they're going to pump their bags. They're going to pump their bags just for nothing, but they're not going to pump their bags for nothing. They didn't get rich by not taking your money.
Yeah, but the main thing for me is like we need to get crypto in the mainstream. We need to get crypto in the mainstream.
Right. I agree. We need crypto in the mainstream.
Yeah, it's
very
right
cool,
there.
man.
It's pretty main at this point.
So, what is your target right now?
And one thing I can.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, carry on.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just like talking on another thing. Is like the tokenization of asset. These two is becoming more and more popular. People in this region, let's say Africa, Indian Ocean, they are talking more and more about tokenization of asset. And of course, to be able to do this, you need to have the right legal framework to do tokenization of asset, right? So this thing is one of the topics that we are going to tackle at the Cryptoverse Summit in May too.
Cool. The tokenization of assets. This is one of the biggest trends. Of course, it's been really brewing and happening for the longest. What are some of the favorite assets that you see for tokenization?
Well, there are many, right? Many like they want to do tokenization of when we say real asset, right? Projects like real estate projects, you have like debentures, shares, and many things that they want to leverage on blockchain technology. Of course, I've been working on two tokenization of gold project, and I think they will be out very soon. We're just waiting for the license, and this is like more about democratizing the investment into golds. So many projects are going to when we talk about tokenization of asset to be licensed very soon, and will go live soon, maybe by next month.
Very cool. Awesome. So how would is there a way that people can get involved? Where would you send people to?
Yeah, you can send them to Wakanda, the tech website, and feel free to reach out to us. And I'm like on LinkedIn too, very active on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me, and we will be happy to reply to you and respond and look into whatever that you are looking for.
Amazing. And guys, we'll be on the beach in May.
Yeah, crypto on the beach.
Crypto on the beach with Wakanda.tech with our man Benito. Well, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Yes.
Really cool.
No, you're most welcome. Thank you for the invitation. And just to tell you that we are going to have many players from Zug, from Switzerland, coming down to Mauritius for this summit. And we are going to have the help of the Swiss Business Hub, which is based in Mauritius, to facilitate communication with crypto players. And we are going big this year. Guys, you need to come down to Mauritius for this event.
All right, well, sign us up, man. We'll get us in there, of course, as a media partner, Global Boost Media. And you know us.
Yeah,
we'll
of course.
Go live. We'll be on TV in Texas, live to the largest, fourth largest economy in the world in Texas. Can you believe it?
Exactly. That's great. And don't miss the Cryptoverse after party.
Don't worry, we don't miss the parties. David,
this is our natural habitat.
Yeah.
We got that part down.
Yeah. That's
awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. Check out his website here, Benito's website. It's wakanda.tech. What's the website for the conference in May?
Yeah, it's Cryptoverse Summit, Cryptoverse, then hyphen summit.com. But the website is not yet ready. We are going to put it live maybe by next week, but I'm going to share it with David. Then you can share it with the audience.
All right. Sounds good. There is a site there, though. All right. Well, we're excited. I'm putting it on my calendar. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Let's get a lot of people there.
All right.
Great.
Thank you
so much,
Benito. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Benito.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, man. Crypto on the beach. That's my natural habitat.
This is natural habitat, David says.
Yeah.
And now I see why Benito. No, we've been at this Cryptoverse before. We've done this one a couple times, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Exactly.
You always does a great job. Mauritius is a very fun place, and we'll have to be there. I'm looking for it. I actually was. They're starting to, of course, invite me here and there. Where was that again? Mauritius. Mauritius is an island It's like a tropical type of island.
Off
over
the
in-
coast of West Africa or East Africa, rather.
It's off the coast of East Africa. It's
Right?
nice. It's nice. Yeah, it's a nice place. It's they had a crazy lockdown during COVID, but I mean, everybody did their own thing during COVID. You can't hold that against them. But yeah, so that'll be fun. Oh yeah, and as I was saying, yeah, getting invited here and there to speak. Of course, I'm doing my play Annie with my daughters.
Yeah, how cool is that? How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I had to, the dancing is in the singing and dancing is a little funny. I haven't done that in 30 years or so. So that's funny. I'm used to talking, but it's fun. I got my daughters in there. I think they're like pretty much sold out. Pretty much sold out the theater. I think it's because I'm in it, but I'm not sure.
Sold out show. That's big.
Yeah, it was sold out. I think pretty much the whole time. You might still be able to get some tickets if you're around the Old Town Alexandria area. So that should be a lot of fun. But it's pretty interesting because, the show is set in a time that we talk about a lot. It's the Annie, the play itself. You just think, oh, it's a kid's play and this and that. There's actually a lot of historical relevance to what's going on. So this is the bank crash of 1932, I think. This is Hoover. This is Roosevelt. This is like, you have Daddy Warbucks, and he's a Republican. He's a billionaire. And Roosevelt gets elected, and Roosevelt he's a Democrat. And of course you have, so there's funny lines, he's like, they're talking about Roosevelt. Well, he's a Democrat. Well, he's still human though, it's kind of funny stuff. And then, what had happened with the bank crash, the bank crash was facilitated by the banks, and they took everyone's money and they took us off the gold standard. Everyone thinks they didn't take us off the gold standard until Nixon, until 1972, 71, 72, I think 72. If you ask Google, that's what Google tells you. If you ask ChatGPT, that's what ChatGPT tells you. But then if you ask more specific questions, like when did the gold standard start? She'll tell you 1900 it started. When did the gold standard end? She'll tell you 1933.
Yeah.
So you could still turn your dollars in for gold, but it wasn't backed, like this. And it actually, even before 1933, wasn't backed one to one. It was still like they could issue, I think it was 10x. They could 10x the amount of gold. So initially it was backed like 1 to 1 or whatever in the gold standard. But Abraham Lincoln, and I talk about this often because it's very important, Abraham Lincoln actually put us on fiat money. Nobody understands it. They think he just freed the slaves, which that was a great thing. But he also made slaves of all of us by putting us on this fiat monetary system.
Yeah.
And then they started the corporation in order to make all that happen. What's that?
And the W-2 tax, with the W-2 tax to fund wars and military wars, and then that was supposed to just be for a short time period, but of course they dragged it on and enforced it with force. Yeah.
Of course, enforced it with force. And then of course, you move on, and of course was assassinated. It's so long ago that it's the history is interesting. Like who really knows what happened? Like nobody today, of course, really knows what happened. Of course, he was assassinated. It was horrible. But crazy stuff. So 1900 that started. 1908 the FBI started. And that FBI was started by what? It was started by an executive order. And it can be ended by an executive order. One of their first actions was quelling the dissent of World War I. So the FBI starts in 1908. World War I is brewing. The Federal Reserve starts in 1913, along with the IRS. What year did World War I start with? (1914). Well, wouldn't you know?
Check.
1914. See how that works? Yeah. See how that works, guys? All wars are bankers' wars.
Yeah.
And that's why we tell you every day.
Yeah. It's not really a fight for freedom when they're doing it for the banks.
That's why we tell you every day to stop as much as possible using the US dollar. Get out of the US dollar, get in gold, get in silver, get in assets that they cannot inflate, like gold, silver, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Global Boost. At Cost Metals, you can join for free. Join it for free at Cost Clubs forwards to our referral link there. Buy gold, silver, palladium, platinum at cost. We're in pre-launch right now. So that's going to be pretty interesting. But sign up. Then you can fund the account for whatever you want to buy. But buy gold, silver, metals at cost. Of course, if you go to Global Boost with the dot between the O and the ST, globalboo.st, Global Boost. Get involved there with Global Boost as well. You can trade Boosty, BSTY, and that is just like Bitcoin, except without being inflated to the moon, which is what Bitcoin is. I'm not saying that it's not going to go higher, but as you see over the last couple of days, now that the big guys are in here and they're holding such big bags, the price is going to be more and more possible to manipulate a lot. You have huge, massive holders now who are traders. These are professional traders. These are professional people that are, they have billions and billions of dollars. And so they're going to move markets, as we see. If this is any indication, we see over the last few days since this ETF launch. Anyway, big day today. Trump will more than likely take New Hampshire. Big day in the markets as well. Everything's moving. Everything's happening. I didn't even talk about the Middle East, really. It's a mess over there. Everyone's bombing everybody. God bless. We'll see you again live on your TV in 5 hours at 11 a.m. in Texas, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. in London, 3 p.m. No. I'll stick with 12. I haven't done the math yet. 12
Sounds good.
EST, noon. Cheers.
Thank you, Bruce. We'll see you soon.
Your voice is powerful. When combined with social engagement, it's a force for change. Decentralized media paired with free speech is the catalyst for an empowered world and a unified, invaluable ecosystem. Join Global Boost, become a champion of free speech, and help to reshape the future of media.